So I'd like to start by thanking Dorothy for agreeing to help me make this video. And the reason that I've asked her to help me is that we are celebrating our Diamond Target members, and Dorothy has been a Diamond Target member for 3.5 years. She's a member at our Stoke Morning group, and I'm hoping that some of the things that you're going to hear her say are going to be as inspirational to you as I know that the members on a Tuesday morning find them. So I'd like to start, Dorothy, by just asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Dorothy. I'm 62, married to David. We have 3 children and 7 grandchildren with another one on the way. I'm retired now and spend most of my time, when we're not in lockdown, looking after those grandchildren.
Yes, you always do seem really busy, and in fact I'm really grateful to you because you come every Tuesday morning and help with weighing. You're a member of my social committee. But I'd like to take you back to that time 4.5 years ago when you decided that the time was right for you to come and join Slimming World. What was it that was just that defining moment for you?
Well, we'd had a lot of family problems, and the weekend before had been one argument after the other, and it was all very depressing and upsetting. And then I woke up on the Tuesday morning, looked in the mirror and thought, I can do nothing about them, but I can do something about that. So I had in the back of my mind the thought that I might join Slimming World at one stage because other people in the family had joined and had done well. So I sat down, looked for a class at 8 o'clock in the morning, found Jane's that was starting at 9, got ready and went up to Stoke.
And you walked through the door. I can still remember actually. How did you feel that first time when you walked into the building?
Nervous, and part of me was thinking, why are you doing this? Are you ready for this? But then as soon as I saw you there to welcome me, I knew I was making the right decision.
And what I think was really lovely was how open you were to all the information I was giving you about the Extra Easy plan, and how you left group so full of enthusiasm and full of positivity with a spring in your step that you could do this. And you did, because here we are, 4.5 stone lighter, been at Target for 3.5 years. I mean, just how wonderful and amazing is that? Can I ask you how many dress sizes you've gone down?
Well, I was in an 18 and I'm now between a 10 and a 12, so a lot.
Good grief, yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
More than I ever, I can't remember the last time I ever wore a size 10. I think I must have been probably 16 the last time I had a size 10 dress. I must admit, I go shopping now and David will pick up the 10 and I'm still picking up a 12 and a 14 because it's hard to really accept that I have lost it all.
I think a lot of people feel like that. But tell me, what is it that you really love about Slimming World, about the Extra Easy plan, about the group?
I find the Extra Easy plan very easy and doesn't take too much organising. I can go shopping and pick up what I need for breakfast, lunch, dinner quite easily. What I have to remember to do is to eat the lunches, because that's my downfall. I don't eat enough and then don't lose. But the group just gives me so much friendship. It's just so easy to be part of a group where you go in and everybody's interested in how we all are, not just how I am, but how we all are. And certainly you, Jane, give so much to the group. We all know that you're there and do everything that you possibly can for us.
Well, it's easy to do what I do when I've got such lovely members to look after. But tell me, do you have a meal that you really love on the Extra Easy plan?
For a comfort food meal, it would be the lasagna. I love the Slimming World lasagna. In fact, I've made it today, so as we've got it ready for tonight. And if it wouldn't, I don't eat a lot of potatoes, pasta, rice, so it's the only meal I have that I'd call a comfort meal because it has got a bit of pasta in that I actually have and enjoy. Other than that, my main meal would be a steak and mixed veg.
So I know that you by choice aren't a very big carb eater, are you?
No.
But for me, that's one of the brilliant things about the Extra Easy plan, because it accommodates everybody's tastes. If you like your meat, you can eat lots of meat. If you like your carbs, you can have lots of carbs. If you like your food plain, you can eat plain meals, but if you like your meals more with a bit more of a kick, you can have your curries and other things. So it just fits in with everybody's tastes, and I just think that that's brilliant. But I also know that you've got a bit of a sweet tooth. So for you, what would be your go-to sweet treat?
It would be meringues, jelly, fresh fruit with a bit of natural yoghurt on the top. It's a nice thing to have at 9 o'clock in the evening when I just need that bit of sweetness before bedtime. And it's easy for David to put in a bowl.
And talking of David, he did really well, didn't he? Was it about 2.5 stone he lost?
He done really well. And I mean, to be fair, he still eats healthily now.
And I think that's really important, because I think it's really good that you can cook meals that you and David can eat and both enjoy. And if you have the grandchildren round, you can cook meals that they can eat with you as well. I just think it's so important that the meals that we have on the Extra Easy plan are family friendly, and you prove that.
I must admit, I've always been that sort of cook. I mean, even when the children were little, it was never a case of, you know, they'll only eat this, they'll only eat that. We all ate the one meal.
So for you, what is the advantage of losing all that weight that you've lost?
The health aspect, and being able to enjoy playing with my grandchildren, doing sports days with Ralph, because before he'd just say I was his cuddly grandma. He was very polite, but now he involves me in the sports, and oh grandma, we're in the 3-legged race, and I can do that. And also when I was bigger, I could get down on the floor to play with them. Getting up off the floor was the biggest problem, so it's made a massive difference.
One of the things I remember is you taking the grandchildren to Blackpool on holiday and coming back into group and telling us that you'd actually been up Blackpool Tower with them.
415 steps, Grandma. Yeah, no problem, we can do that. I think I'd have done the 15 before.
Yeah, well, it just shows the difference that it makes.
It does make a massive difference. And it is being able to enjoy doing things with the grandchildren. It's lovely. Yeah, so it's made a massive difference to my life.
So I've already said that you come and help every week in group, and I can hardly think of any weeks when you're not there to help, and you always stay and you're always there to help and support all our lovely members. But then of course we had lockdown and things changed, and we started doing our groups virtually using Zoom. And you were the first to sign up, and you are there every week still supporting and helping. What is it that you love about the new style groups?
I think with Zoom, it's that seeing people. You talk to them on Facebook, but it's a name and they're not so real. Whereas when we do our Zoom meetings, you see each other, you can communicate with each other. We have laughter, we have banter, we have hints and tips, and it just keeps it like a real session. It's just as near to our class as we could have.
That's what I think is lovely, because we've had some new members, but because they've joined us on Zoom, they've started to get to know people, they've seen some familiar faces. So when we go back into physical group, they'll know the members, they'll have made friends.
If you've got your friends around, you can do anything. And I think when you're trying to lose weight, it's easy to sort of become disheartened. But if you know you're going to go and somebody's going to encourage you and give you a hint and tip as to what you did right or what you did wrong, it's so much nicer.
And that's interesting, because you lost 4.5 stone in 11 months, which is an amazing achievement. But I know that there were times when you stayed the same, when you had a little gain. And I just wonder, were there ever times when you thought, I'm not going to go to group this week?
No, I can honestly say, hand on heart, that I've never got up on a Tuesday morning and thought, I don't want to go today. Because even when I'd had a gain, I'd know why I'd had a gain, but I also knew that I could go and get the support that would help me get back on track, and that by the following week I'd have lost it again and I'd be on track again. But if I hadn't have gone back to class, that game would have been, well, I'm not going next week, so what does it matter? And before I knew it, the weight would have come back on.
Yeah, and that comes over in group because you're all so positive and you're always so supportive of members, but you're always reinforcing how important that it is to be in group and to stay to group every week. And because you live and breathe that, no one would ever think that you believe anything differently.
I do believe in it, and I love the fact that when I'm on the weighing, they come up and they've got queries or they've put weight on, they have a little chat with me. But I always say to them, go and talk to Jane, because she's who you need to be talking to. I can help you, but Jane's your consultant. And you're so good at what you do that everybody should feel relaxed going to talk to you.
And I hope that they do. But if there was somebody that was thinking of coming and joining Slimming World, what would you say to them, Dorothy?
Most definitely. In the bat of an eyelid, go and do it. It'll be the best thing that'll happen to you. It'll change your life completely, and it'll be for the better.
I just want to say thank you to Dorothy for helping me make this video. It's a real honour and a privilege to have you as one of my members, and I just think that you are an amazing person and you've done an amazing job to lose 4.5 stone and to maintain that weight loss.